Alright guys, VQS James here, and I'm giving you a sneak preview into last weekend's live group coaching session. The session was an hour long, there was 8 of us, and we dived into the details of how to race fast, hard and fair, but look after our tyres. So really levelling up on tyre saving skills, using downshifting, cornering, timing, steering input, all of those important things. And at the end of it we had a race, which is what you're seeing right now. So coming up is a lap where I quickly break down some of the elements and the points on this specific track, Barcelona, when I'm downshifting, when I'm turning, and then I'll follow up with a little deep dive into steering input around the higher speed corners, and I think you guys are going to find this quite interesting. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, now I'm going to do a faster lap, trying to emphasize those points. This race lap is not a qualifying lap, it's more of a, I'm trying to go fast while looking after my tyres. Okay, so let's check that out, and then I'm going to send you all out straight away, and then you'll see the gears that I'm using.
No, we're still all here.
That's it, the friend zone here or something.
So I'm lifting off, I'm waiting, I'm squeezing on, then I'm up to 4th. Now timing that's going to take some practice, because you'll be too slow sometimes, too fast sometimes. Downshifting, 2nd is fine, maybe 1st temporarily, up into 3rd, just so I don't spin the wheels on the exit, which is easy to do. Down to 1st, just at the key moment there. And here we see we go up into 2nd, down to 2nd, sorry, squeeze, up into 3rd. If you nail the corner it becomes more obvious. Quick downshift to 3rd, let it turn, and then I'm on the gas. I don't want to get on the gas too early, which is one of the really tempting things to do that forces the front tyres to work too hard. Down to 1st just as I turn in, stay off the gas, then squeeze it in a straight line. Look at my early upshift as I turn in, just so I don't start sliding from the power. Just patient, 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 nice straight line. Might go up into 3rd early sometimes there. Very patient on the throttle, not too wide. Hold the throttle over the curb a little bit, just so that it doesn't flick at the rear. Maybe an early upshift if my tyres are really fucked on the exit of this corner. You can tell, because if you accelerate a bit earlier, you start to notice, right, I've got such a good early acceleration, I might need to upshift a bit earlier. Sometimes you might pleb it a tiny bit, accelerate a bit later, and you don't really need to. These are the really difficult kind of mid-corner mental adjustments you have to make when judging whether or not you're forcing the car through the corner, and that's probably the main thing here. So I'm going to send you all back out again. So there's numerous things that can make this, you know, easier to avoid or easier to get right, depends how you want to look at it. Namely, how well you time the point that you turn in, how lightly you dab the brakes, if at all, and also how progressively you turn in. And we saw some really key differences, which is a really key determination of how people's tyres are going to look later on. And it's quite striking. So right now, as you can see, everybody's tyres are really sexy right now. Look, you know, they're fresh. Cool. So check out the steering input of Ando into this high-speed right-hander. Let's go. Very progressive, and mid-corner. Can you see the angle of the steering wheel? Bear with me. There we go. You see the angle of the steering wheel? It's not quite 90 degrees. You call that 75, 80 degrees? And that's it. And he's at 93 miles an hour apex speed, and he's starting to squeeze the gas. And boom. No drama. Now let's have a look at, we're just going to move down the order. 90 degrees steering input. Let's go back again. A little bit later on the apex. Slightly faster, but without any gas on. A little bit later, gas starts to come on, 93 apex speed, but a wider entry. So in other words, slightly later on turning, and so has to turn in a bit harder to hit that curb. Because if you hit that curb just in front, if you get your tyres very, very perfectly onto this curb, but not on the green, it really does help to pull the car in nicely when you're not on the throttle. Remember, well, I say that, it depends. I was thinking about another corner actually, so ignore that. But quite often if you're putting too much throttle on, or any at all, sometimes you negate the effect of the curb to pull you in. But we can see the difference in the angle, and the steering input's more aggressive, and then it unwinds a little bit earlier. Watch it again. Watch again the smoothness. He starts initiating his turning slightly earlier, slightly slower. The car leans into the tyres better. Starts nice and smooth and early. Minimal drama. All nice and slow. Try to slow yourself down basically in your input. It's really, really helpful. We look at Sven. Very slightly later, but very, very, very similar. DM Tornado. 90 degrees steering input. Pretty much the same as Sven. Maverick Mantle. Pretty much the same. It's funny because these three guys, boom, 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 pretty much within a few seconds of each other the whole race. And the input they have is all pretty much the same. And it's interesting, isn't it? Iceman, let's have a look. Got that one a bit squiffy, but oh well. Now check this out. Bang. Really fast turning. So basically, Iceman is the opposite of Ando, who's spotting his apex, keeping his eye on it, and instead of effectively, just wait there. So at this point, steering wheel straight. Now I'm going to start adding the view of my steering wheel. At this point here, I want to start turning the wheel almost imperceptibly to the right. So I want to start initiating my turning a bit sooner, lean the car to the left a bit more, and then progressively time it. One, it's nicer to the tyres. Two, snapping on. If you watch this really, really, really closely, you can see the car wiggling around. Check it out. It just sort of wobbles around, and it takes a long time before Iceman recognises that he can start accelerating without running wide. Look. Still not accelerating. Still not accelerating. Higher apex speed. So what he's doing is he's still braking, but he's using pure tyres. He's past 90 degrees. Pure tyres to slow that car down, in order to then be able to accelerate without running wide. Still not accelerating. You're way past the apex, still faster than the other guys. So actually, Iceman's entry speed is too high. That's the thing. And that's a clear sign. Still not accelerating. 92, still not accelerating. We're going to wait. We're going to, because it becomes so much more obvious. There we go. So where are we accelerating here? We are accelerating, yeah, you know, more or less next to this white curve. If we go to Ando, where does Ando start accelerating? Ooh. Good 2 cars width earlier. And again. I could spend a lot of time breaking this down. And this is... So guys, there you have it. That is a little sneak preview. That is the sort of flavour and what to expect from the live group coaching sessions that I have. We have another one coming up within the next month at the Red Bull Ring using the Aston Martin. And that class will be all about fuel saving and undercutting, your race strategy in that sort of regard. Now, if you're interested in getting involved, head over to the website, theracecoach.co.uk, and fill out the form, or you can just comment below saying that you're interested, and I will get in touch. In the meantime, guys, I will see you soon.